Welcome back. We'll be starting the paper reviews from The Nation. Major headline, President to all workers avoid strike that undermines economy. Local processing spurs share revenue growth. Tinubu directs NACON to reduce 2026 Hajj fares. 2027, lawyer urges court to stop Jonathan from contesting. More controversies over minister certificate saga. Here we have low turnout at secretariats as Osun Council workers resume after 8 months strike. APC, PDP, LP, APGA, NNPP, others shun reps consultative meeting on constitution review. What stories do we have in The Nation?
Let me start with the share notes story. So, of course, we remember that there was a ban by the president of export of share notes, and so local processing has kick-started because of it. According to this Nation's report, very encouraging one. It shows that market prices for the share nuts now stands at 1,000 naira per kilogram. Before the policy, it was a very, very cheap commodity locally because most people were looking at export, but the processed shea butter becomes extremely expensive because everybody is targeting export. Now, there are about 20 companies, processing plants in Nigeria who were performing at below 30% capacity, but now they have products locally. They've established locally, they cannot be importing shea nuts. Nigeria still accounts for a third of the entire world global production of shea nuts, and so we should be able to process it here. So the renewed agenda, as reflected by the president's policy on this, is of course to boost local production. According to The Nation, 20 local plants are now able to secure raw materials for their production, and according to the PRO of the Nigeria Agribusiness Group, it says that this is a long-needed intervention. It said the policy gives us the stability we've long needed to plan, invest, and expand. And so we're looking at how this will boost job production, boost manufacturing locally, and of course our economy entirely. So it's a welcome one.
Yeah, it is. I agree.
I have the major headline, and it's the strike. So the federal government came hard on Pengassin yesterday over last month's strike during their face-off with Dangote refinery, and he says that we cannot hold the nation to ransom because of issues that we can amicably settle across the table. And this is according to our president. They said he was being represented by his vice. And let me just read, some of the things that he described. He said the president described the Dangote group president as not just an individual, but an institution. He urged labor unions to exercise restraint and seek peaceful dialogue in addressing industrial issues involving the refinery. He said that the refinery, which was financed through a mix of equity, debt, and local and foreign bank loans, should remain operational to meet its financial obligation and sustain national economic stability. The refinery has to function to service the debt. We cannot hold the nation to ransom because of issues that we can amicably settle across the table. He said that if Dangote had invested $10 billion in Microsoft, Amazon, or Google, he might be worth $70 to $80 billion today. But he chose to invest in Nigeria, and we owe it to future generations to promote, preserve, and protect the interests of every Nigerian. And he's asking, for caution and introspection. Then we also have the NNPCL boss lamented that the Pengassin Dangote refinery led to some issues. He says we lost significant production of over 200,000 barrels per day and also experienced deferred gas output while about 1.2 megawatts of power generation was affected. Anyway, all in all, what you hear is that they are calling this an economic sabotage and that we need to find a better way to handle issues like this. You don't have to hold the whole of Nigeria to ransom for issues like that.
2,500 per kg. As at yesterday, my neighbors are still carrying cylinder up and down. So it's very, very unfair.
So the strike is really on whose behalf? What we're really fighting for?
We're supposed to be fighting for our behalf, for us, and now we can't even cook in our houses conveniently.
When they are claiming they are fighting for the workers, you understand? They claim
they're fighting for 800 workers.
800 workers.
And again, the 200 million Nigerians should just suffer.
Well, what they think is that if 200 million Nigerians suffer for 800 workers, we should look at it as a sacrifice. I'm guessing that's what is in their mind.
I agree.
I'm not
Benghazi
I'm
will
not
have
a
to
member
share
of
We
gas.
need
Benghazi,
some
but
mindset
I'm just-
re-engineering in this.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, did you?
Jonathan, take the story.
Yeah, the Jonathan story. A lawyer, John Mary Gideobi, has asked the Federal High Court to bar President Goodluck Jonathan from contesting. He had added the defendants are INEC and the Attorney General of the Federation,
Okay.
including as well as Jonathan. He's saying that because Jonathan has taken the oath twice, he can't take it a third time. But the good.
Yeah. Okay, you lost it.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
but
let me
it's-
just
Okay,
finish
continue.
up. Yeah, so what they are saying basically is the fact that Jonathan had taken the oath twice. The time the first one was him replacing the dead president Yar'Adua,
Yar'Adua.
and then the second time was when
Was
he
his
now
own.
contested. So he says if he takes it the second or the third time, it comes against the constitution that you're not supposed to do the oath more than twice. But experts are saying that, and even the lawyers are saying that it's an oath. It's not like you were elected twice for two different tenures.
Yeah, but you see the thing
so it's not
that-
considered a third tenure if he contests for the 2027 elections.
What is confusing, maybe Nima can clarify this for us, is
Yeah.
the governor of Ondo State, who, remember he was the deputy governor
Yes.
during,
When this man died,
and he even only did it once,
Yeah.
one term.
Yes.
But now they say he cannot run for a second term.
Why?
And that's one of the reasons
But
why
Nima,
they were
who is
advancing.
interpreting? Because,
I don't-
it's also very good that they brought
They're
it
taking
before
it
the
to
court,
court, okay.
so that we have a final decision, a declaration by the court on what is legal, what is not.
Yeah, the court
So
has
when you
declared
are
anyway.
taking oath of office, not through an election, but in active capacity, filling a vacancy, I think that clarity is needed. I don't know of any precedent that.
Yeah, because
You know,
that's why I'm wondering why the governor of Ondo State cannot
run,
run again.
Yeah, he has to
you
take
know.
it to court anyway.
But
Let it go.
I
So
don't think
no,
he's
this one they are
separate.
taking Jonathan to court to settle for it. That was.
Yes, okay. The president will now overflow. Let's take a short break now. When we come back, the paper reviews continues. Stay with us. Welcome back. We're still reviewing the papers. The Punch. Pengasin fires back as Shettima defends Dangote. Insecurity, Tinubu to meet Council of State Police Thursday. Petrol imports dropped to 8-year low, according to reports. 2027 lawyer asks court to stop Jonathan from contesting. Enugu governor, minister trade wars over alleged certificate forgery. Natasha resumes as Senate today after 6 months of suspension. Court remands Lagos accountant over alleged 200 million theft. And ASU mobilizes chapter for October 13 warning strike. What do we have in the Punch?
Okay. So in Enugu, drama is happening. You know, the Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, Uche Naji, has been embroidered in this certificate saga where his degree that he got from the University of Nigeria is looking like he went to serve before he finished.
Eh?
Yeah, that's how the details coming. It's
When Nima says it's looking like.
What's it called? What they give us at NYSC? Discharge.
Okay, discharge. Okay,
When you're done,
certificate.
yeah.
No, when
Shows
you're done,
before-
you get
shows that he was already in camp 3 months before graduation. That's how it shows. So he is insisting that the governor of Enugu State, Mba, is behind it. Peter Mba, and he know what is happening because Peter Mba is trying to defect to the APC and considers him a threat because he is an APC member, and a minister. So offices are clashing now, and so it's Peter Mba that is sponsoring it, according to his media aide, who is replying to the governor. But I think I've been watching this matter. The allegation, let me read the point before they say his name that they are putting. Says that he forged his university and National Youth Service Corps certificate, describing claims as politically motivated.
Wow.
So those are the issues, and he's insisting through his media aide that the governor is behind it. Governor on his other
Governor
part
is
say
behind
carry
the
your cross
forgery or behind exposing
behind the
it.
politically motivated
Exposure.
exposure. He's governor that
Not
is
the
politically
forgery.
sponsoring this problem.
Exposure.
Governor
You
say
should
go and
just
clear
go
your
and
name.
clarify
true?
whether
No,
it's
he's even
not
sitting on a
certificate.
very sensitive ministry.
Yeah.
Innovation. technology.
Yeah, we
and
need
they
to
don't
brain
have-
sharp.
You know, so the best thing is to come and clarify. Although,
Immediately.
Go
And
to
leave
the
political.
university, help
and
them
the response
through
from the
their
school,
records.
Yeah.
because it's not in this story, I will not take the response.
Okay.
But the response from the school didn't help.
Hey, let's
So I think
move
it's something you must clarify.
Yeah, let me
And,
hit
the response from the school was that he didn't do. They say he didn't do it. In fact, I've been following it. I've been following it.
He didn't
I've
do
been-
It's YK that said it.
It's
No,
not
the
even that
response
you don't
from
know
the
that.
school-
What is the story? No, before they will say I didn't stick to the story. That's why.
God.
In the story in the Punch, she didn't
Miriam,
cite.
please,
Okay,
But
petrol
you-
imports dropped to
Yeah, the
8-year
one that
low.
said that.
So importation of PMS, that's petrol, into Nigeria has dropped to an 8-year low in September. They said there's a sharp decline that has happened, and this is as a result of government reforms and expanding local refining capacity, continue to redefine Nigeria's downstream oil market. A report by Argus on Monday disclosed that Nigeria received 116,000 barrels per day and shipped by sea last month, and that has dropped to 154,000 barrels per day as per August, and this is the lowest since 2017. The decline persisted even as operations of the country's 650,000 barrel per day Dangote refinery was slowed down by ongoing maintenance and recent industrial action by Pengassin. So it shows that we're doing something right. We're importing less because we're doing better on the home front.
yeah.
And even
Producers.
though we've had this strike and that has stalled, production, it still has not reduced. I mean, it still did not increase the amount of importation that we have done in this short time. So
Hopefully, we'll stop importation
completely,
Yeah.
yes.
Amen.
YK.
So after serving her 6 months punishment suspension, the senator representing Kogi Central, Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan, is set to officially resume today.
Okay.
So this assurance was given by her lawyers. Her lawyer, Victor Giwa, he said he gave the Punch the interview, and he's saying that the upper chamber had, they had shifted their resumption date to October 7th, and she's set to go there. And Giwa has expressed optimism, saying the worst is over. He says our clients should go and just resume
her work.
straight today. So I'm sure everybody is
on
going
the
to be
lookout.
following this news. Is she going? Is she coming?
Let's see
Will
what
they
will
give her
happen.
another suspension? Or
no.
how will
Somewhere
it
that
be?
have already opened
play
office.
out.
Shebi,
Yes,
they
case
know the
already.
office is
For her already
even
now.
news. So I just like to see that she comes back to the house strong. with Better.
Yes.
Yeah,
Amen.
she comes back and
Let's
she just does her job, and they leave her
to do her
her
job.
job.
Yes.
Okay.
If they have court case, let them go and
Settle
sort out
it
their
outside,
court
yes.
cases.
Yeah.
Daily Sun now. PDP won't die. Governors assure members of fairness and equity. Abia, Oti attacks Reps Deputy Speaker, brands him traitor. Any public officer accused of certificate forgery owes Nigerians duty to come clean. MBA Peter Obi. Economy has grown to $372.8 trillion US despite headwinds. This is according to the VP, Shetima. Pengassin Dangote dispute. Tinubu urges caution retrospection. Benue farmer loses 5 children in boat mishap. And constitution review, we must restore confidence in public institutions. I have the sad story, the Benue farmer. Said a farmer, Obagaji Agatu, local government, Benue State, has lost 5 children in the boat mishap that occurred on Sunday. They said the Obagaji Ame is a grieving farmer. He said he had gone to the farm with 6 children to harvest crops on that fateful day. That's October 5th, when the incident occurred. He spoke to newsmen on the phone yesterday. Unfortunately, he says on their way back home, the small boats they were in with heavy loads capsized in the river. He said there was a rescue team made up of local divers and immediately raised, but they regretted that 5 of the children died. He only survived with 1 of his sons. He added that the incident had thrown the entire Bagaji community into mourning. So confirming the incident, chairman of Agatu local government, Melvin James, said that 7 people were on the boat, the canoe, when it capsized, and 5 children died in the mishap. According to him, the man and 6 of his children had gone to the farm to harvest their crops, but on their way back home, the canoe conveying them capsized and they drowned. They said the canoe was overloaded, which might have caused the mishap, and it's just so unfortunate that they had to lose 5 of his children. That's so painful.
The fact is
Beyond
that,
painful.
were they wearing
I don't think
life
so. I'm sure
jackets?
it's all these local boats now. Local
the
canoes.
government has to enforce
Wooden
people,
canoes.
you know, wearing to wear life jackets. One,
It's important.
and yeah,
And don't
stop them
overload.
from, you know, because the pilots of the boat, they're not going to.
They
Is
come-
it pilots they call them? They are not going to
Captain.
let them tell them it's overload.
Yeah,
You know, so
they are
I'm
just
sure it's even a
simple.
canoe.
They should
Sure it's a
also.
canoe.
I saw a
Let's take
video
another
of a
story, please,
YouTuber.
because of time.
We'll move on.
Who's ready?
Let's go on.
Daily Sun. Okay. Vanguard. I think this will be our last paper for today.
Ooh.
Where do we have good stories? Vanguard or Tribune?
And
Let's
do both.
quickly take-
Vanguard.
Vanguard is good. Okay. So collapsed roads making life unbearable for travelers. Tax stamp rollout could worsen inflation. Pro-gay female archbishop. Nigeria's Anglican Church breaks from Canterbury. Vanguard outreaches restores hope for newspaper vendors and vulnerable Nigerians. Nationwide strike looms as ASU non-academic staff of universities issue ultimatum. What do we have in the Vanguard?
The Church of Nigeria, Anglican Communion, has declared spiritual independence from the Church of England, rejecting the appointment of Bishop Sarah Mullally as the new Archbishop of Canterbury. They said that her support for same-sex marriage and her elevation as the first female to hold the position signify a troubling moral decline with the leadership of the Anglican Communion. So for them, they said, according to that's for us, for Nigerians, they said, according to Primate of the Church of Nigeria, Most Reverend Henry Ndu Kuba, he says that the announcement that was made 3rd of August was devastating and insensitive. They have accused the Church of England of ignoring deep divisions already facing the global Anglican community. They said this election is a double jeopardy. That first, it disregards the conviction of majority of Anglicans who cannot accept female headship in the episcopate, and second, it is more disturbing that Bishop Sarah Mullally is a strong supporter of same-sex marriage. And as we know, the Nigerian church, where they stand when it comes
They
to
don't believe in
same-sex,
that.
yes. So
According to
for
the
them, they have now
Bible.
separated themselves from the Church of England.
Wow, ooh,
Spiritual.
that's interesting. Thank you, ladies. That's
I
all we
wonder
can
what the
take.
repercussions will be.
That's all we can take on the newspaper reviews. The show
Yeah.
continues after this break. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.